So I think you can see this thing now. You can see the screen. Is it okay? Can you see this thing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
So this was from our last day's class. That is an important conclusion that will be very, very useful. Always it will be useful uh, in various programs from now on. What is that? First, you see when we want to set any bit, which bit? Say we are assuming that it is D7 bit. Then we want to set D7 bit in a variable V. So just only one bit. Then V equal to V or 1 less than 7. Then the D7 bit of the variable bit V will be 1. But the other bits don't change. They will be same. If but if we use C++ style of programming, then we need not write V again. It will be V or equal to means same thing, the first one. V equal to V or that one. So 1 less than 7. If we want to reset the bit, what it will be? V equal to V and then tilde 1 less than 7. Then the D7 bit of the variable V will be 0 and no other bit will be changed. And in C++ style, it will be V and equal to tilde operation. V and equal to tilde operation. Then only one bit will be 0. That is the D7 bit. For right shift, what will do? For right shift, we know greater than is used, but we are not using it. In our case, we will always use for this particular setting or resetting type of program. Okay, we will always use less than equal to, because if we use a consistent rule, there will be no chance of having error. Okay, so that is this. Now if we want to translate these two things in a program, to set or reset a bit without changing other bits, what will be the segment of the program? Let's see the corresponding instruction of the program segment. We can write hash define pin number. Which pin we want to set or reset? D7. So pin number 7. So we write V or equal to what less than pin number. Pin number will be replaced by 7. If you want to set or reset, say pin number 3, then just replace 7 with 3 here. Just only one change. You replace 7 with 3, other things will remain same. If we want to reset, use just the second one and equal to tilde, then 1 less than pin number. So here is increase. So just one change is sufficient. So that is the compact style of writing program. Okay. So here also just here, if we want to change other bit, instead of 7, other bit will come. Okay. It will be pin number, it will be 4, 3, 5, anything depending on our requirement. Here just in one line using define statement, we are making it compact. Okay. Next, now let's see one program. An LED is connected to bit 7 of port A. An LED is connected to bit 7 of port A. Without disturbing other bits or the rest of the bits, write a program to toggle the LED at an interval of 500 milliseconds. At an interval of 500 milliseconds. So what we'll do, just this is our program. Okay, it is DDRA equal to 1 less than 7, or you can write DDRA or equal to, or equal to. If you write or equal to, other bits will have no change. But if you don't write or, the other bits will change, only one bit will be set as output. It depends on your requirement. Just if you write, repeat, if you write or equal to, other bits will not change. But if you don't write or, other bits will change. So here D7 bit of port A is now configured as output. That one pin is configured as an output pin. What's about the other pins? We don't know, because these are not these. If these are 0 in this particular problem, they will serve as input bit. But if you write or equal to, other bits will not change. So we don't know whether they are acting as input pin or output pin. But when you start using any variable for the first time, its initial values are always 0. So even when you write or equal to, other bits will remain at 0. So effectively, here other bits will serve as input bits, input pins. So for now, next thing is what we do: port A equal to port A, or 1 less than 7. That is the C style of program. If we use C++ style, we need not write port A here. Simply write or equal to port A or equal to 1 less than 7. Then our D7 bit of port A is ORed with 1. Okay, D7 bit is set. Now we wait for 0.5 second or 500 millisecond. Then again the port A D7 bit is reset. It is ANDed with a 0. When it is ANDed with a 0, so we can write it port A and equal to also. It is a C style. We can use C++ style of program also. Then it will be 0. Port A, D7 bit of port A will be set as 0. And again we wait for another 500 millisecond. So the whole thing will run indefinitely, continuously. 1 0 1 delay 0 delay 1 delay 0 delay 1 delay 0. This way the LED connected to D7 bit will go on blinking continuously and indefinitely. Clear? That is our program. Next, anything? No. So it's a simple program actually. Next is, so using C++ style of coding, what I told you earlier, it is port A or equal to. Port A or equal to, here also port A and equal to. It's somewhat compact. Other things are same. Here also I didn't write or. You can write it or also if you want. Next is read pins. Next problem. Read pins of port A and send them to port C. Read pins of port A and send them to port C. So port A will act as the input port and port C will act as output port. Okay. So here in our Arduino Mega 2560, starting from pin number 22 to pin number 29, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pin number 29, 22, 29, they will serve as the input port A pin. That is the port A of the microcontroller. This is the microcontroller here. Its port A pins are connected to these pins. The Arduino Mega, these pins. And if you want to have an access of port C, the port C pins of the Arduino Mega starts from pin number 30, 30. So the port C of the Atmega 2560 microcontroller is connected to the ports of pin 30 to pin 37 this way. So that is the pin mapping in Arduino board. So PA0 is 22, PA1 23. These are the green colored digital pin numbers are the Arduino terminal pin, and the PA0, 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the actual port A pins in our microcontroller at Mega 2560. Here also same thing for port C, these are the Arduino pin terminals, and for microcontroller pin terminal, these are the PC0, PC1, all such things. So here is the pin. So our port A will act as input port. So, this will be the input port, and port C will act as the output port. So we'll get the data from port A and we'll transfer it to the port C. Okay, we'll transfer it to the port C. So that is the mm, mm, so this is our pin mapping. Now let's see our program. First we use a temporary variable d byte. It should be unsigned cat type. Why? Any character variable is an 8-bit variable. First thing. Any character variable is an 8-bit variable. And what is the range of the 8-bit variable? Its range is minus 128 to plus 127. These are the signed bit actually. MSB will act as a signed bit, so its span will be it can hold a number in the range of minus 128 2 plus 127. Okay, how it's possible? Why such range is coming? I cannot tell you this thing here right now. Uh, Actually, when I used to discuss the class on microcontroller 8051 initially, uh, in previous years, I discussed this thing, the sign number system, but here I did not discuss it. I don't want to, because to save time, we have to skip it. Just you need to know that, but it can be proved that yes, it's regarding the range. So that is this. But we don't want to hold a sign number in the temporary variable divide. What we can do, we can hold an unsigned number in the span of 0 to 255. An unsigned number will be 0 to 255. So we want to convert a signed number into unsigned. How? Just by writing unsigned char divide. Unsigned char divide. So when you use unsigned number, it will simply hold an 8-bit unsigned number in the span of 0 to 255. Now next what we do, we just configure port A as the input pin, input port. So you send 0, 0x00. Okay. Uh, then, or we can AND it 0 also if you want. And port C, you just send a 10xFF. It should be better that it will be small x. Forgetfully, I wrote capital X. In some compiler, capital X will not work. In some other compiler, it will work. Okay, so it's better to write all small x, then it will run in all the compilers, all the versions of the compiler. I'll change it. I just forgot to write it. So 0xFF. So port C as the output port. Here configured. So data will come from port A and will go to port C now. How? You write d byte equal to pin A. You know that when you write pin A, when the port is all the input data that are coming through port A pins will be stored in the register pin A. All the input data coming through port A, it will be stored in pin A register. So ultimately, we cannot write port A divide equal to port A. It will be a wrong statement. We have to write pin A to receive input data. So the input data is stored in pin A, and that goes to our temporary variable, unsigned temporary variable divide in the span of 0 to 255. So that data now goes to port C. It's better to write them in one line. In single line also they could be written. You could write port C equal to pin A. You can write, but sometimes you may miss one data. It is because of pipelining or parallel processing. Okay, so again, this thing I don't want to explain here. Okay, so it's better that in some book you will see that port C equal to pin A, or in the net also you'll get port C equal to pin A. That in one line they are writing. In some program that will work fine, no problem. In some other program that may not work. Okay, so it's better that you just write it in two lines. Then you'll face no problem at all. Okay, so divide equal to pin A, input data goes to divide variable, and then from divide it goes to port C. And then after it goes, we are waiting from 0.5 second. We are waiting from for 0.5 second, and again we are reading port A, again sending to port C. So again, so this way it will be a continuous loop. Whatever thing we send to the port A somehow, that all will be available in port C. Now, how to test this program? Very simple thing. You just connect some jumper wires. You just make some pins to the connect some pins to the ground and connect some pins to the 5-volt source of the Arduino board. Then it will get you will get a combination of zeros and ones. Okay, some pin will be grounded and some pins will be connected to 5-volt. You will get a combination of zeros and ones. And now, if you connect some LEDs, if you connect some LEDs, okay, to the microcontroller output port A, sorry, port C, then you will see whatever be your switch status in port C, port A, that will be reflected in the glowing status of LED connected in the port C. So you just connect some switch and accordingly some LEDs will be glowing. It will be on or off depending on this. But one thing you'll see that if you keep your port open, If you keep your port open, input port open, then what will happen? If you keep your input port open, then these input ports are actually connected to, internally it is connected to the Arduino pull-up register of Arduino board. Pull-up register of Arduino board. So when any pin is left open, input pin is left open, your program can send it, get it as a 1 if it is open. But if you connect it to ground, that is, you will get 0. If you connect it to 5 volt, you will get 1. But if you keep it open, either you will read 1 or sometimes it will fluctuate. It will get a spurious input. 1010, something like you may get anything. Okay, mostly you will get a 1. Mostly you will get a 1. Okay, so don't left any input port. If you leave any input port open or floating, then from protection point of view or security point of view, there will be no problem. It can be left open, it can be left floating, but you will read a wrong value. Okay, you will not read 0, you mostly will read 1, mostly. Okay. For microcontroller alone, you will read spurious values, any value. But in the Arduino board manufacturer internally within the board uses a pull-up register. Don't think that the pull-up register is connected inside the microcontroller. No, pull-up register is not connected inside the microcontroller. It is connected inside the Arduino board externally. Externally. That's why you will get mostly a logic 1. So that's how you can, if you run the program, it will work fine. There, that is one program. Next program. Read port A.5. A.5 means the D5 pin of port A. Read D5 pin of port A and send the pin status to port C point. Port C.7 means D7 pin of port C. So read D5 pin of port A and send it to D7 pin of port C. Send it to D7 of pin C. Port C. Okay. So that is PA5 input and PC7 output. Now if port A is read, so now note that, so let's see the logic. Now if port A is read, now as I told you, input data gets stored in the pin A. Now let's see what is the logic of reading port A, how to write a program. Now we are reading some data in a pin A register through port A, it is coming. Then it will be some data D0 through D7. Now we are writing 1 less than 5. This what? Actually, this is a mistake. Actually, it should not be D7. It will be 0 actually. Just I want to change it. Just a little bit. Wait a little bit. So better I write it 0. Yes, now this is correct. I'll save it. Better. Yes, now it's okay. Now, so it will be the 0 actually. This slide is not originally present in your slide that I gave. So better what I will do, I will send the same material to you once more because I have added some more slides. This is the addition also, this slide and some more slides also. So I will just recirculate it to you. So 1 less than 5 means only D5 bit will be 1 and other bits are 0. Okay. And now we are ANDing pin A with 1 less than 5. So when we AND, then ANDing with 0 means result will be 0 after ANDing. So except in the place of D5, where D5 of the pin A will be originally 1. Whatever with the original status, it will be ANDed with 1. And the result will be D5 into 1 means result will be D5. So if the D5 bit is 1, the result will be non-zero because it will be 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And if the D5 bit is 0, the result will be what? All zeros. So if pin A and 1 less than 5 equal to true. True means what? True means non-zero. False means always 0 and true means non-zero. So if the result is true, it means, okay, then uh, it means that the D5 bit is 1. Otherwise, the D5 bit is 0. But in our program, we will not write equal to true. We will not write equal to true, because if it is true, then it will go to the line under if. And if it is false, it will just go to the line under else. So what will be our program then? This is our program. First, we configure pin port A. Port A pin, D5 pin of port A as input pin. And we configure this D7 pin of ports as output pin. Okay. So from port D5 pin of port A, the input goes and goes to the microcontroller via the Arduino terminal, and ultimately the output coming from the microcontroller goes to the D7 pin of port C. That is via this particular pin it is available. Now, so now we write if pin A and 1 less than 5. If it is true, it will go to the next line. And if it is false, it will go to the line after else. So if it is true, it means our D7 bit is 1. Yeah, it means that our D5 bit is 1. And when D5 bit is 1, we will make D7 bit equal to 1. If D5 bit is 1, it is true, then we will make D7 bit equal to 1. And if it is 0, then we will make D7 bit equal to 0. So basically we are testing D5 bit, but the output goes to D7 bit. We are testing D5 bit and output goes to D7 bit. So that is our program. Very simple program. So once you understand, it will be very simple. Yeah. Any query? No. Next. Now consider one program. A door sensor is connected to D5 bit of port, that is pin 5 of port. An LED is connected to D7 bit of port C, means pin 7 of port C. Now when the door opens, the sensor, there is a sensor will read 1. Sensor means transducer actually. Same there. So it will read 1. And when the door is closed, the sensor will read 0. And if the sensor reads 1, it means door is open, so LED will be turned on. And when the door is, okay, and when the door is closed, the sensor will read 0 and LED will be turned off. Yeah. So what is the sensor? How we can use it? So let's see this thing particularly. What happens? Hello. Actually, I cannot. Yes. Fine. Slide was not changed. Now this is a sensor, a magnetic reed switch. Now we connect one reed to the hinge, one side of the door, moving door, and to the fixed door we are connecting the switch. So this is actually the magnet attached to the magnet. Okay, and this is the fixed part of the switch that will be connected to the frame actually. This part is connected to the frame, and that is connected to the movable door, the magnet part. Now once the door is actually closed, then the magnet will touch this particular thing. The, near the hinge, the magnet will touch this particular thing, and then, okay, uh, otherwise there will be no touching. So when the thing is that we want to make a connection such that when these two are touching, it means that the door is uh, when the door is closed and a 0 will be generated. Okay, door is closed When these two switches are connected, means this is touching that one, so switch will be connected closed. Then a zero will be read, means the door is closed. But when this is not touching that one, means the door opens. Then sensor will read one. So door open means sensor will read one and LED will be on. So door open means LED on. So you have to make a circuit. You have to make a connection this. That is our magnetic switch. So how to use the switch? Okay. So a touching means switch closed and a zero will be generated. Note that a touching will be, it means switch is closed and zero is generated. So this will be our thing. We are connecting reed switch this way. 5 volt will be connected in the fixed part. Towards the ground side, we connect a resistance. Towards the ground side. Then what happens when the switch is open? This PA5 will be equal to 1. Means D5 pin. PA5 is D5 pin. So if switch is open, we will get a 5 volt. But when switch is closed, then a current will flow, okay, from 5 volt to the ground passing through the resistance. So full voltage will be dropped across the resistance. The 5 volt will be dropped across the resistance and will get a 0 volt. So that ground voltage will come here. A closed switch means PA5 will be 0. So open switch means PA5 equal to 1 and closed switch means PA5 equal to 0. Okay, that's how we are generating a circuit. Now this wire is connected to the D5 pin of port A. This conducting wire is connected, or the jumper wire is connected to the D5 pin of port A. Okay, and the microcontroller will read D5 pin of port A. Accordingly, it will just turn on or off the LED, which is connected to D7 pin of port C. The LED is connected to D7 pin of port C. Now our LED is here. It's in the low current LED configuration. We can connect the LED directly to the D7 pin to the port C, or we can connect for high current LED. We can connect it via some transistor, okay, via some this transistor. So this way we can connect the LED to port 7, port 7. So ultimately this will be there, that in PA5 there will be a switch and PSCDC7 there will be a one LED. It's not shown here. Now let's see what is the program. First we define sensor pin, which is connected to pin number 5, D5 pin, and LED pin is connected to pin number 7. Sensor pin is connected to D5 pin, and LED pin is connected to D7 pin. Okay, of port A and port C respectively. Now the sensor pin means what? Defined sensor pin means 5, 1 less than 5. So sensor pin or the D5 pin of port A will act as the input pin. So it will be a 0 will be going to the DDRA register. So that will be configured as an input pin. A 0 will go there. And a 1 will go here. Okay, port says output. So a 1 will go here, means it will be acting as output pin. So the LED will be connected here to the D7 pin. LED pin means 7. Now what happens? We are just testing the sensor pin. If pin A and 1 less than sensor pin, then if this is true, if this is true means after ending, if this is true, it means that originally D5 pin is 1 or the sensor pin is 1, means door is open. Sensor pin is 1 means door is open. Then LED will be turned on. LED pin will be on. We are sending a logic 1 to the LED pin connected to port C. Otherwise, if it is false, okay, this LED this bit of port C will be 0 and LED will be 0. এই মাইক্রোফোনটা একটু অফ ভুলে যাচ্ছ কেন? প্রতিদিন এরকম কেউ না কেউ করছে। মাইক্রোফোনটা অফ। আরে মাইক্রোফোন কি করছো? কার মাইক্রোফোন অফ? আছে, অন আছে, কোনো খেয়াল নেই। এই তোমরা সবাই একটু বলে দিও মাইক্রোফোনটা যখন ক্লাস করবে, যখন আমাকে কেউ কোনো কোশ্চেন করবে, when you want to ask me anything, then you turn on your microphone. কি করছি দেখি দেখি। বাহ, চমৎকার। এই মাইক্রোফোনটা কে এতক্ষণ অন করে রেখেছিল? এরপরে যেন ফার্দার এই ঘটনাটা না ঘটে। প্রতিদিন এই ঘটনাটা কেউ ঘটছে, আমি জানি না কে ঘটছে। এখন আমি দেখতে পারি, কিন্তু আমার আবার এটাকে সুইচ করে বেরিয়ে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার থেকে বেরোতে হবে, সেটা আমি চাইছি না। যখন আমাকে কেউ কোনো কোশ্চেন করবে, অবশ্যই মাইক্রোফোনটা অন করেই করবে, নাহলে কোশ্চেনটা করবে কি করে? কিন্তু তারপরে আবার মাইক্রোফোনটা তো অফ করে দিতে হবে। So that is that. So ultimately it reads D7 pin, sorry, read D5 pin and sends LED to the turn on or off LED to connected to the D7 pin. So program is very simple. Only thing is the application. You have to connect the sensors properly. It will be attached to the door properly, and you have to make the circuit properly. Simple circuit, but you have to make it, and ultimately you have to write a program. You should not leave any pin open, otherwise by default you may read a logic 1, as I told you earlier, when the pin is left open or floating. Our next program is, next application is parallel to serial conversion. Consider that there is an 8-bit stored in a register, any variable 8-bit. Now these 8-bit, this is a combination of zeros and ones. Okay. Now these 8-bit will be transmitted through bit by one through one particular pin of the output